Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you be in the loop. I let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to give some shots out to the early birds. Starting with Connie Hodge. What's up, Connie? What it do? Hope you're having a great day. For sure. Steph Bell. What's up, Wendell Thompson? Damon Hill. What it do? Edgar Neal. 50 mil. You say 50 mil, ain't it 500K? No. Well, we'll get into it in a minute. Nita B. Hey, what's much love, St. Louis. Dolo P. What's up? J Mac. Jackson, Mississippi. I see, is that Shakobia Luckett? Shakobia Luckett. Steph Bell, Boston, Beantown, what's up? Keeping up with Cornelius. Keeping up with Cornelius, what's up? H-Town, what it do? Is that kind of startup? M. Palmer, New York. Phyllis Brown, H-Town. Romello 18. H-Town up in here, all up in this bad boy. Antoine Black, what's up? Acres Homes, Fofo. Clarence Pratt, UNC Omaha. What's up, Nebraska? Okay, going in. I'll come back to the chat in a moment. Going in, let me put a pickup of Diddy. It says Diddy flashing bread. Whatever that is, that pales in comparison to the amount of money that it's going to take to get him up out of there on a bond. So here's where we are, fam. As you know, yesterday, Diddy was arrested, locked up by the feds. So the big question is, will he get a bond? His lawyers have argued that, hey, he deserves a bond. You know, he came to New York, you know, on his own will in anticipation of being arrested by the feds. He came to New York. He wasn't running. He walked right into the arms of the law, of Johnny Law. So he's also a loving father, an entrepreneur. He puts a lot of work in on the philanthropy side of things, and all of those things should be considered in determining whether he's not a flight risk. Well, Diddy has proposed a $50 million package to secure his release on bail until his trial begins. Diddy's team filed the offer with the federal court, and family, it is impressive. It's an impressive offer in terms of the assets he's willing to lay on the line. According to the docs, Diddy says his mansion on Miami Star Island would be offered up as collateral. That's worth $48 million. And his mother's Miami home would cover the remaining $2 million. He's also willing to have his travel limited to Florida, New York, and New Jersey. Presumably, he would live in Miami and travel to New York area to face trial. Diddy says he's willing to wear a GPS monitor so the feds can track his whereabouts. willing to wear a GPS monitor so the feds can track his whereabouts. Well, you don't have that choice. You don't get to choose whether you're going to wear a GPS monitor or not. But, I'm picking up what he's throwing down. Interestingly, Diddy says he's been prepping for the day he was arrested because he's paid off the remaining $18 million he owed on the Miami home, so he'd be able to offer it as collateral. Additionally, he says he informed the feds in May that he was trying to sell his private jet. And although he hasn't found a buyer yet, he's promised to park it in Los Angeles while he remains in Florida. All right, okay. Put the jet at a safe distance, where you can't just hop in it real quick and get on up out of here. As I reported, fam, the feds have already let the judge know they don't want Diddy to be released on bail, as they claim he poses a danger to society and is a flight risk. In his docs, Diddy says he surrendered his passport to his attorney back in April, along with those of his mother and his children. So, I guess we'll see what the judge says around this time. We're right at the time right now, so I'm looking for an update. I'll have an update during this live, whether the judge is going to grant Diddy that bail amount that he offered or not. Let's see, said the blind man. Let's see, said the blind man. Boy, this case right here, man. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Now, here's what the U.S. attorney wants. The feds do not want Diddy to be allowed out on bail. The U.S. attorney, Damian Williams, says his office believes Diddy is a flight risk and is also a danger to society, as he's allegedly resorted to violence against multiple victims. Prosecutors point out that if convicted, Diddy is facing a mandatory minimum sentence of 15 years and a statutory maximum sentence of life in prison, as motive enough for him to potentially flee. My question, fam, is where would Diddy hide? He could flee, but where is he going to hide? See, a lot of times they be doing too much. They already know if Diddy try to take off, they're going to find him in record time. They know this. They know this, man. So what's with all of the sensationalism? They know if Diddy flee, they're going to find him ASAP. So here's the Diddy defense team proposal for the $50 million bond in detail. The defense proposes the following package: a $50,000 bond, a $50 million bond, co-signed by Sean Combs, his mother, his sister, the mother of his oldest daughter, and his 3 adult sons, secured by the equity in Mr. Combs' residence located at 2 Miami, Florida. The appraised value of the home is $48 million. The home is unencumbered. In anticipation of the bail hearing on August 20, 2024, Mr. Combs paid off the remaining mortgage of about $18 million so that the home could be used to secure a bond and free of a mortgage. secured by the equity of Mr. Combs' mother's home located at Miami, Florida. Mr. Combs' travel will be restricted to the Southern District of Florida and the Southern District of New York to attend court, meet with his counsel, and attend medical appointments, which we will address to the court in separate sealed submissions, as well as the Eastern District of New York or the District of New Jersey, only to the extent that his travel to and from New York involves an airport in those districts. Mr. Combs' passport was surrendered to his counsel on April 1st, 2024. His counsel advised the prosecutors of this fact in an email dated the same day. Counsel will provide this passport to pretrial services. The passports of the following members who have already surrendered their passports to counsel after the raid on Mr. Combs' home: Janice Combs, Chance Combs, Jesse Combs, Delilah Combs, and Love Combs. Got the kids all in the mix, man. Got to protect the kids no matter what, fam. No matter what you got going on, you got to protect your babies. So here's how much time Diddy is facing: racketeering, life in prison; sex trafficking, maximum life prison, minimum 15 years; transportation for prostitution, maximum 10 years in prison; that's what the U.S. attorney revealed on today. This is what Diddy could be looking at in connection to his racketeering, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. Family, as I told y'all on yesterday, and I told y'all months ago, I told you last year, well, I told you before that, but in connection with this case, I told you, when the feds come after you, indict, they're going to arrest, and it's going to be an uphill battle. So what do you think the chances of a not guilty verdict is, fam? Statistically speaking, what do you guys think the chances of a not guilty verdict is? Let's take a poll right quick. Give me a thumbs up if you think the chances of a not guilty verdict is good. Thumbs down if you say, no way, Jose, ain't gonna happen. Let's see where y'all are. African Pride down. Abdura up. Steam down. Nicole up. Gavin down. Mitchell down. Kobe down. Lady Rowe down. Franny down. Ricky down. Jay Morgan down. OG Bobby down. Rondell up. JG up. Serena down. Robert down. Darius down. Lamheen down. Trevor down. Derek down. Damn. Taru down. Timothy down. Byron down. Naira down. Scrooge down. Don up. No Limit Soldier down. Emmanuel down. Watching down. Ryko down. Real down. Ain't worth it down. Broski, don't know. Donald. David down. El Marco down. Iceberg down. Mark Smith down. Midnight down. Junior Reed up. Donald down. Latanya down. Roosevelt down. Nomadic down. Frederick down. This is Kayla down. Black Onyx down. Greg Graves down. Mickey down. Dirty down. Hey, Patrice Brown down. Say, fam, it looks like y'all think that Diddy is going to be convicted. Here's the interesting thing about this case. The odds say he's going to be convicted. That's what the odds say. The odds say that 95% of all federal cases end in convictions. That means when the Fed come, they damn near don't miss. And that conviction is, even if a plea deal is also a conviction. So even if this is going to be a tough one, fam. This is going to be tough. You roll the dice. If you roll the dice, he has a 5% chance. He has what amounts to a 5% chance of coming out on top. He got a 5% chance. What are the chances that he'll take a plea deal or go all the way out, go to trial? This is kind of tricky because when people got long paper like Diddy, you know, hey, you can say what you want to say, fam, but that money go a long way into moving things. That money can make things shuffle. And money can put you in a position where you can get 34 felonies and end up still free, ain't never seen a day in jail. That skin color helped too. But you know what I'm talking about, fam. Because if Trump didn't have that money, that skin color wouldn't matter at all. That money's something powerful, man. And I bet you out of the 95% convictions, very few of them were loaded like Diddy. Very few of them had the kind of paper Diddy got. That money go a long way. With the right amount of money, you can damn near write a new law. You can have got the right enough money and the money touched the right hands, they'll go in and write a whole new law and make it retroactive. Oh, don't you ever underestimate the power of money. One could argue that the power of money is the reason why Diddy was able to, or was allowed to, treat people the way that they say that he treated them, because a lot of people were saying that, you know, they dealt with it because they was promised a career. They was promised riches and fame. That's the power of money, where you can hold over somebody's head, where somebody will forego their convictions to allow you to treat them like dirt, to allow you to humiliate them, degrade them. You know, that money, man, don't underestimate that money. So when I start looking at the case and I think about how difficult it would be for him to win, I think about, well, there is a 5% chance. And if there's anybody capable of being in that 5%, it's Diddy. It's Diddy. I'm telling you. Don't underestimate it. Again, I know it's an uphill battle. It's a major uphill battle. The Feds got a 95% conviction rate. This is what makes most people say, you know what? I'm just going to plead. Usually, they already got, in almost every case, they already got all the evidence they need to convince a jury of your guilt. They got the evidence. They got everything they need already. When the feds come for you, fam, and they ask you questions, they're only asking questions to see if you're going to give them something else. They're only asking questions if you're going to tell them something they don't know. But they don't even have to interview you to convict you. They already got the story. A lot of times when people get arrested by police officers or sheriff's office, a deputy or something, they go in and they got to interrogate and try to get it out of you. They got to try to pull it out of you. They got to try to do a lot of talking and stuff. Like, well, did you do it? He's nervous. They checking you out. He's nervous. Caught you in a lie. You messed up now. They got to do all that kind of stuff. All that, give you soda, slide a little soda, or buy you a little sandwich and all that kind of stuff. The feds ain't got to do none of that. They already know. They already know what it is. They already got the evidence. So when they come, typically, man, they ready, they cocked and loaded. So if they're asking you questions, they're just asking you those questions to see how forthcoming you're going to be. They're just asking you those questions to see if you're going to tell them something that they don't know. Which is how a lot of times they end up catching other people. The feds will be investigating one thing and something else will develop. A sub-crime will develop. While they're checking out something else. They come across another crime. Oh, damn, didn't know that? Okay, well, let's put some eyeballs on him too. Yeah, let's get some hearing devices in that room. Yeah, man. They ain't nothing to play with. They ain't nothing to play with at all. It's the most powerful law enforcement agency in the world. But again, there is that 5%. There is that 5% chance that, there's a 5% winners out there. Somewhere around there is some 5% of winners out there. And if anybody can fall in that category, it would be Diddy. When's the last time you heard somebody offer $50 million to bond out of jail? Before the judge even make a decision, before the judge even say no, you just, hey, I give you 50 million. Let me out of here. 50 million. $50 million? Hey, man. 50 million. Ooh-wee, man. That is a lot of paper. That is a lot of paper. 50 million. Here are some of the details on the 3-count indictment. Members, this is according to the U.S. attorney. This is on the racketeering conspiracy against Diddy. Members and associates of the Combs enterprise engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other activities, sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution, coercion and enticement to engage in prostitution, narcotics offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. That ain't nothing to play with. Those are some serious accusations. And however serious those accusations are, however serious they sound, when they start calling them out, because they word that stuff perfectly. So when they start saying it out loud, man, you sound like the biggest killer, criminal, gangster of all time. You can go to jail for one rock. You can have, let me put it like this. You can have 3 rocks. You can be in control of 3 rocks in your pocket and they bust you. Man, that headline gonna say drug kingpin busted. Busted out the month-long investigation. When they start calling those charges out, man, those charges are made to sound serious. They're going to make it seem like you the biggest kingpin ever lived. I was locked up with dudes who were some dudes were in prison who were kingpins, who were caught up with, 100 kilos, 1,000 kilos. But then there were guys in there who were in there for, ounces of cocaine. And, they probably was raking in, $10,000 a week or something, $20,000 a week. But the feds made it seem like these guys was the biggest gangsters ever. But they went down on a RICO charge. So when you go down on RICO charges, the whole gang could be it could be 20 guys in the mix, and the guy at the top, it might be a situation where the maximum he make a week is, $20,000. But they gonna make it seem like y'all the biggest gangsters of all time, the biggest. If anybody get hurt, beat up or something, oh yeah, they gonna really, really make it seem like y'all dangerous. And don't let somebody get shot or somebody get killed, even if they wasn't affiliated in terms of business. If you just knew that person, hung around that person get killed or kill somebody, guess what? You guilty by association. If you're just not joining, fam, Diddy has offered the court $50,000 or $50 million to spring him free. He want out right now. Let me out so I can fight my trial as a free man. He want out of jail right now. 50 million. The court can use that 50 million. I think they'll take it. I think they'll take it. $50 million? Well, actually, what would happen is the house would be put up for collateral. His family would still have possession of the house, or both houses, the $48 million house and the $2 million house. The family would still have possession of both houses, so it'll still be under their control, but basically it'll be the state will basically put a lien against it, until the sentence is satisfied or the case is satisfied. And 50 million federal is $50 million. It's not 10%. It's not 15%. So 50 million is not 5 million. 50 million is not 7.5 million. 50 million federal. 50 million federal is 50 million. So that's how that go. I know too much about this criminal stuff, man. I should have been, no, I don't need to be a lawyer. Should have been something in the courts. I need to do something, maybe something on the legal side. You know why I know so much about this stuff, fam, besides being around it so much? I used to read every morning. I used to read the newspaper, the Metropolitan section, the front page, Metropolitan, and the business. I just get on the bus on my way to school and read the Metropolitan, the front page, and the business pages of the newspaper. And I would get a sports to whoever wanted it. I was interested in how the world works. I was interested in politics and business because I knew that politicians and businessmen run the world. It don't matter what you think. Gangsters don't run nothing. I'm talking about the street gangsters, the regular gangsters. You got the big gangsters in the suits there. They run it. That little dude that's 5'8", little dorky dude with the suit on, who got pushed around in high school, he the shot caller now. He's the shot caller. Yeah. That dude who was Mr. Popular, the star, this, that, and the third, he's going to the dorky dude to ask for a job now. Yeah. Mr. Cool, who had all the girls, he got to go to the dorky dude and ask for a job. See, all that cute stuff was cool in high school. But when you get out of high school, that cute stuff don't work no more. It only work on people who ain't serious about life and who ain't serious about growth. That little cute stuff, I told my little cousin, I'm gonna get a little personal with y'all, fam, because I think this is the only reason why I'm sharing this, because I know I'm gonna touch some lives here. So if you got some youngsters around, bring the youngsters in a little closer. And youngsters who are watching, come on in a little close. I'm finna give you some game. So my little cousin was known as the pretty boy at the school, right? He the dude with the nice hair and all, the so-called nice hair, and football star, pick of the litter, any girl that he wanted, he could have her. All of the girls liked him. Plus, he was a cool little dude too. On top of that, he wasn't like some of these dudes who are wild and crazy. He was really a cool little youngster, right? So around 15, I started talking to him and telling him about life, but well, actually around 14, but by the time he got to be 15, he was a star quarterback. He had the whole school in the palm of his hands. So I started talking to him and giving him game about life and letting him know that, the type of girls to pick, letting them know, this cool for right now, but you don't want to get trapped with one like that one because of this, that, and the third. And the only reason I ain't gonna go that deep with the type I'm talking about is because it's gonna hurt some of y'all feelings and y'all ain't gonna be able to take it. So I'm not gonna even share all, I'm not gonna go that deep. But it was some real stuff I told him. And it actually materialized exactly the way I thought it would. Or the way I told him it would. But anyway, he also never worked. His mama didn't require him to work. He didn't do chores. He just wasn't held accountable for anything. All he had to do was be a good football player, star quarterback, and, just exist. And mama just spoiled him to death. Well, I told him to start working because I wanted him to, have some, some discipline and work ethics, because I already know, like, if a youngster don't understand work ethics, if they don't have that, I don't care what kind of, if they don't have money, if even if they're raised by rich folks, if they don't understand the value of a dollar, they don't appreciate work. If they're not disciplined, they don't have that type of discipline, it's going to be hard for them to adjust when they transition when they grow out of high school. When they leave high school, it's going to be very difficult for them to adjust. And a lot of us, what happens is that when we, in the US, we kick our kids out of the house at 18. Well, I done my part. All right, you 18, you got to get on out of here. Ready or not, they got to get out. That's how we do. A lot of us do it. Ready or not, they got to get out. So we'll send them off. They might go to the military. If they don't go to the military, a lot of times, if they go to the military, as bad as some of the things that go on in the military, at the very least, the military give them structure. But if you just send them out into the world, they're out there trying to find their way. They know they know the gravy train is over. They're trying to find their way. And if they're not ready, if they're not mentally prepared, if they don't have that work ethic, they end up going to college, they drop out, or they end up not going to college, get a little job, don't work out, get a little job over here, do something over here. And they just be spinning their wheels, trying to figure it out. And we looking at them like they're failures, but we're not looking at our role that we played in not properly preparing them for life. Because a lot of us parents, what we think, we focus on our kids being happy, making our kids happy. So a lot of times when them kids get out of line or they mess up, instead of us disciplining them, we give them a pass because we don't want to see them upset. We don't want to make them sad. We don't make them cry, whatever. We don't want to see them hurt. So we reward bad behavior. Bad idea. They go to school, they ain't making the grade, you still let them go to the dance. They go to school, they get into a fight, they cuss the teacher out, you still throw a big old birthday bash for them. Not me. I didn't do that. I didn't reward bad behavior. So when dealing with these kids, like you really do, have to understand that you're raising human beings to be productive citizens. And so you got to give them the tools that they can use to navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world. If you only just shower them with gifts, if you only just praise them and not critique them, it's going to be a problem. If you only just give them money and not make them work, that's going to be a problem. And giving them money for cleaning their room is a bad idea. I pay the bills. That's the least your ass can do is clean your room. You dirtied the damn room. It's your job to clean it, at the very least. But I go on and on, fam. No need. I think y'all get what I'm talking about. I think you're picking up what I'm putting down. China Carter, what's up? Twin Pyramid. But I will say this. I will close with this, fam. My little cousin, he struggled for the first, he struggled for the first 10, 12 years out of high school. Good dude, good kid. But he didn't have, his mama didn't give him the survival skills. And he wasn't close with his daddy at all. So he didn't have the survival skills to go out there and navigate. So he ends up making mistakes, hanging out with the wrong type of people, riding around. That's all you doing is smoking and drinking. You're going to jail. Sooner or later, you're going to jail. That's all you doing. That's all you doing. You're going to jail. You're going to jump in that car, and somebody going to have a gun in that car. Somebody going to have some weed. Somebody going to have some cocaine. Somebody going to have some pills. And you going to jail. Because if that's all you doing is just kicking it, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. And that's all you doing is kicking it, getting high, and, messing around, having sex. You going to jail. You're going to get in a jam. You're going to jail or you might get yourself killed. Because people that just think life is one big party is dangerous. Those are dangerous people because they're not taking life seriously. I'm not saying don't have fun, but safety first. Handle your business first. Yeah, you can pretty much carve out your own schedule, but first you're gonna get that classwork done. First, you're gonna be disciplined. You're gonna show that you deserve to have, these privileges. These going to that party, getting that new iPhone or Android, being able to go on that trip, even hanging out at your friend's house or going to the bowling alley. Those are privileges, not rights. And you got to earn them. And if you don't make those kids earn them, if you don't have a guideline for them to forfeit them where those privileges can be forfeited, you're gonna have some problems. Because you're teaching them that there is no consequences for bad behavior. So they're gonna take that out into the world and they're gonna get their head knocked off. Because the world don't love them like you love them. The world ain't gonna give them breaks like you're gonna give them breaks. The world is not going to excuse their bad behavior. The world is not going to say, well, you know what, she's just having a bad day. I'm going to let him slide with that little disrespectful comment he just made. I'm just going to let her slide, No, the world ain't going to treat them like that. So you got to prepare them for how the world going to deal with them so that they can deal with the world. When I look at Diddy's situation, Diddy obviously had a tough childhood. If I can't, I don't want to just say this out loud. Let me make sure that I got this right. So that was, and I'm not sure if this happened, but it was said that Diddy had slapped his own mama before. And I did see a video where he kissed his mama on the lips. I don't know what that's about, but some people do that type of thing. I don't. It's not something that float my boat. But yeah, it was. I think there was Gene Deal had said Diddy had slapped his mama before and cussed his mama out before. So obviously, there's some type of childhood trauma there that was never addressed. That childhood trauma that was never addressed. And so Diddy went out and he continued that type of whatever that behavior was, even as an adult. And where his mama may have let him get away with certain behaviors, society, as you can see now, is not letting that go down. Because everything that's done in the dark will come to light. Especially now, and with the advent of the internet and this cameras and audio devices being everywhere, you cannot go anywhere without your actions being filmed. If there's no camera where the crime allegedly took place, that you allegedly committed, if you don't see it right there, if it's not working, the one across the street is, the one next door is, the one at that gas station where you stopped to buy that duct tape, in those trash bags and that saw, those cameras are working. When you stop to go get that poison in those gloves, the camera at that store is working. They say this man got busted with 1,000 bottles of baby oil. 1,000. That ain't no freak off. That's a freak fest. 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Where in the hell was it stored? It had to have his own storage facility. 1,000 bottles of baby oil. You could fill up a pool with 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Man. $50 million is a lot of money though, fam. That's a lot of money. As I said before, the 50 million would be comprised of his home in, I think they said what did they say, the Miami home or the Los Angeles home? Let's get this straight. Okay, so the mansion in Miami Star Island, is worth 48 million. And his mama's Miami home would cover the remaining 2 million. So that's not saying that the mama's home is worth 2 million. It may be worth more than that, but it'll cover the other 2 million. So that's 50 million right there. And which is a good move instead of trying to put up $50 million cash. Put up the homes, it's the same thing as collateral. The feds do stuff like this all the time. And the way this happens is, so this is what happens. So the feds, you put up your houses, you put up the houses as collateral. And then once your case is satisfied, so satisfaction of the case is when the case is resolved, whether it be, if the case is resolved, if he wins, if he goes to trial, or for any reason the case is dismissed, then the feds sign back over the papers to the house. They release the lien on the houses. And, you know, they're free to do whatever they want to do with their homes. Now, if Diddy goes to trial and get convicted and he has to do time, whether he does 5 years or 15 years or 20 years, after he do the time, after he does the time and is released from prison, only then will the homes be released. Only then will the liens be released on the homes. After he satisfies the sentence. In some cases, depends on how they write it up. It could be the complete sentence, meaning that, let's say he has a 20-year sentence. He does 20 years, and when he finishes time, including halfway house, whatever that is, when he finishes that time, and when he finishes that time, then they'll release the homes at that point. He doesn't have to finish his probation. If he has probation, if they gave him 3 years, 5 years probation, he doesn't have to finish probation. He has to finish serving the time. You feel what I'm saying? So once he finished serving the time, they'll release the lien. Let me tell y'all something, fam. I think y'all be underestimating the United States, the power of the money. You know this is a capitalistic society that we live in. So let's just keep it a buck. People that's worth $1 billion don't go to prison for a long time. Even if they go, they don't go for a long time. It is very, very rare that a person that's worth even a few $100 million will end up doing time. That is very rare. I know they got Bill Cosby. Again, that was rare. I know they got Weinstein, rare. Epstein, rare. But this is the Me Too era, so it's a little different right now. But even when those type of people go to prison, they end up getting their time knocked down. Miss Jazzy is in the house. What's up, Miss Jazzy? And let's get something else straight too, fam. If Diddy did end up in prison, Diddy is not going to be food for anybody. Diddy knows how to navigate. He knows how to navigate through treacherous waters. Somebody like Diddy, all they got to do really is offer them hitters inside of that bad boy money and take care of the guards, and they're going to take care of them. They ain't going to mess with them. You mess with Diddy if you want to, they're going to lock down the whole unit. Now the person who messed with Diddy going to have a problem with everybody else. That's how that go. Marcellus, what's up? Steph Bell, Buckhorse DC. Y'all save me. And China, what's up? Public Opinion and Laughs. Lily. King Butch. Up, the voice gets wet. Diddy is in jail. Yes, he is in jail. Melissa Price. Frederick Fields, what's up? C. Mack, Daniel Parker. What's up, Sandy from Milwaukee? Sandy, what's up, Sandy? Michelle. What's up, Larry B? Larry B. So let's do this poll one more time, fam. Let's make sure we're on the same page here. So give me a thumbs up if you think that the judge will give Diddy a bond, whether it's 50,000 or 100 million. Give me a thumbs up if you think the judge is going to allow Diddy a bond while allow him to be out on bond while he fights his case. Thumbs down if you say, no, man, he's going to have to ride this one out. Let's see where y'all are. My dog down, Kia up, Public Opinion up, Cornelius Brown up. What's up, Cornelius? Twin Pyramid up, Samantha down, Robert Jones down. Rashonda up. K1 up. Was K1 up? Was that up? K1. Add love down. K1 down. China Carter up. Marquise Payne down. Andre up. Free down. Joe down. Lawrence down. Misha up. King up. Russ down. Deep Thought down. Marcellus up. Carol down. Tisha down. Voodoo down. King up. Fred down. Christopher up. Hercules down. Soul Man up. Edward down. St. Louis Bree up. The White down. T down. Shani down. Darren down. Doreen down. Jerry up. Gabrielle down. Miss Wog Daly down. Melissa down. Keith Hardy up. Edward down. Rico Newberry up. Charles Miller up. Sandra down. Rodney down. Lewis up. The Wally Wall up. Deja Vu down. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining the live. Y'all know I'm going to be all over this case. In fact, I got another live coming up later today. I'm just waiting on some new information. And then I'm going to drop it on y'all. Trying to wonder, do I want to go live with it, or am I just going to drop it as a video? I'll see about that. But I am waiting on some information. And I do have another update on this Puffy situation. Until next time, fam, I appreciate y'all joining the live. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.